Hey, Coach Dave here. There is a post I read on social media yesterday that I still can't believe is still going around. Not the post, but this sentiment in one of the comments. The post was like, try BJJ. It's like karate, but it actually works. And of course, some karateka, somebody does karate, and there was like, oh, it's not the art, it's the practitioner. Let's dissect that statement for me. If that were true, if the art did not matter, then why train in martial art anyways? Yes, even arts like Aikido, who are not known for being effective, have guys in it who are like 6'7", 300 pounds and a bouncer. There's an actual Aikido guy who is that. He's a bouncer. He's huge, but same, any art, my original martial art, Buddha Taijutsu, my teacher, Toshiro Nagato sensei, if he had taken ballet, he probably could kick somebody's butt. He was also, before doing that martial art, he did he was judo champion of his prefecture, and he was also a kickboxer in an organization called Kick. So, but my point being on all this is that that's crap, where it's not the artist practitioner. And where I'm coming from with that is that a good martial art is one where you can take somebody of average or less athleticism and have them be able to defend themselves against an untrained person who's much bigger and more athletic than they are. If you can't do that, on average, I'm not talking your outliers, your amazing physiques and stuff like that, or your really gifted fighters. You can't take an average non-fighter and make them be able to defend themselves against a much like a David and Goliath situation. If you can't do that, then it's not a good martial art. And a lot of people will say like the UFC, in my opinion, like the first first three, definitely the first two, kind of showed what arts work and what they don't. And then when people bring up, like, since the guy was a karateka, he could bring up, well, there's guys who do karate in the UFC. True. But they are not training in a method of your typical karate. I've seen a lot of karate schools pop up recently. And definitely the ones that guys who fight in UFC, that they use boxing hands and then they do kicking from karate. Then is it really karate? I mean, you can call it whatever you want, but that's really kickboxing. It's a Western-style kickboxing, not Muay Thai, which in my opinion is a far superior form of kickboxing, but it's still kickboxing. Okay. So the reason arts matter, and it's not really the art itself, it's not the techniques, it's the training methodology. So if you look at how boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, for striking, how they train, they all train in a similar methodology. You don't have forms. You don't have these weird self-defense moves. You train against pads, bags, and spar. And if you look at grappling arts like judo, jiu-jitsu, sambo, ones that are effective, their training methodologies are also the same. So you could take some of the arts who are not known for being effective, such as silat, aikido, a bunch of other arts. You could take techniques from those arts and apply it to a person who trains in a good methodology. And for Aikido, there's a great The Warrior's Journey on YouTube. If you want to see a guy who went through a similar journey that I did with my art, with Buddha Taijutsu that he went through with Aikido, then you can see that. It's really good for showing you somebody who's woken up to aliveness. So that's the key, is training methodology is what matters. Because you could take any of the arts that are known for fighting, BJJ, boxing, if you train them, like turn boxing into forms, non-contact, rarely spar, it would be a crap, I don't care if you call it boxing, and even the techniques would be boxing techniques. Or a real example, aerobic boxing. That will not teach you how to fight. They practice all the same moves, but it's a training methodology. So, to a degree, yes, it's not the style, but it's definitely not the practitioner. It's the training methodology. If you want to have an effective training situation, if you want to get good at self-defense or fighting, you have to have the proper methodologies. And those are the ones that most of the sport arts use, not the traditional arts, and definitely not the too deadly self-defense systems. Comment below with your thoughts.